Peace, peace, peace. Hey, hey, hey. This is the Healing Safe Space. If this is your first time here, my name is Aaliyah Nadine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about awakening your inner child. Now, in my previous video, I talked about my journey back to reclaiming my joy. And one of the things that I talked about in that video was reconnecting with my inner child and also healing my inner child because it is the most vital part of reclaiming your joy. And in this video, we're going to talk about what does inner child healing look like and just kind of go a little deep into it. And so, what is inner child healing? I know we think about the things that happened to us when we were kids, what we didn't receive, um, and just a lot of things that has shaped us as adults, right? But inner child healing is the practice of reconnecting those parts of yourself that you let go of. You put in the back of your mind, but you just didn't forget. But this isn't about blaming anyone or blaming yourself. It's about awareness. It's about listening, soothing, and reparenting that inner child of yours. And just know this is going to take a bit of time because for some of us, your inner child has been dormant for a long time, but it creeps out every now and then again, looking for assistance, looking for you to see them. But we ignore them because we're adults and we have things to work on, we have things to figure out, we have responsibilities. Like if you have children, you live on your own, you pay bills. If you're in school, you got studies and stuff like that. So it tends to put your inner child on the back burner 90% of the time. And we don't think about how much that impacts our day to day lives because the inner child is not healed. Because when you're an adult, a lot of things that happened and what you felt as a child tends to creep up in your relationships with others. People, places, things, it creeps up. The way you think plays a huge part in that. So, healing your inner child is very important in you reclaiming your joy. Now, I know some of you asked the question, or even just think about it, why does inner child practice or your inner child ways of being, disappear in adulthood? We were trained that way. We were trained that when you reach a certain age, being a kid is like looked down upon. Majority of the time, it's like, why are you acting like a child? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But in that is where you feel safe for some of us. For some of you, I don't know your story, but it tends to, bring up some things that you didn't want to think about or work through or even acknowledge that they're actually really there. It's like you just tend to, again, put it to the back burner. So I just had to write. I wrote a whole lot of stuff down because my mind was rolling. I gotta stay on point. I gotta stay on point. So that is why in your adulthood you can only be your childlike self when you're home by yourself. It's like you can only do that because that's where you feel most comfortable. But like I said again, that's why it disappears because of responsibilities and all of that. We tend to ignore that, right? So We're going to awaken our inner child because we have to reclaim our joy back. To reclaim our joy back, it is very important to heal our inner child. Right. So in order to heal the inner child, your inner child has to feel safe. Has to feel safe at all times. And that is you taking the time to connect with yourself and tell yourself that you're safe. Tell your inner child that you're safe. It's okay. You're all right. It is kind of rewiring your way of thinking, rewiring your inner child of like, she can feel safe or he can feel safe because you may have not felt safe when you were younger around people, when you did certain stuff because it was frowned upon, talked about, fingers pointed. It was just like not acceptable. But now it's like you have to make your inner child feel safe. Not anybody else outside of you. You have to make yourself feel safe. You have to, what word I'm looking for? Because I don't like using big words all the time. You have to basically reiterate that because it's very important. It's just like your child, your inner child is in what you call fight or flight majority of the time because of what has been embedded when you were a child. And we want to get them out of that. We want to get them to living and, being and just having a confidence, like tapping back into that when you were confident and bringing that back up into your adult self by healing him or her. When you heal him or her, it tends to rise and be embedded in your present. And it's going to be the most beautifulest thing. So, another way in this inner child healing is journaling, and gentle movement helps heal the inner child because now you tend to become unstagnant. You tend to start releasing dormant emotions in your organs, in your cells, like throughout your entire being. And when you do that, it releases a lot. You begin to heal even more with movement and journaling because, for example, when I was younger, I used to journal a lot. I had a little diary. Some of y'all know, women, girls, listen, we used to have diaries that we used to have a little key to. We used to write, all our thoughts and all our feelings and stuff like that. We can do that now because when we do that now, it taps into us like, I'm trying to think of the best word to put it all together, y'all. I'm trying to get it. Ugh. Sometimes, y'all, when I be in it, child, I'm childish. I just be moving. It just be a feeling like the words just kind of like don't come out the way they need to. So I just be flowing with it. But journaling helps release it all. And those of you, like I said a few seconds ago, about having a diary where you put all your secrets in, you talk about what boys you used to like, how your parents getting on your nerves, how you hate this and hate that or whatever. Doing that now releases so much pent up energy, so much energy that is blocked and stagnant within the body and also within your inner child. Is like, release that. You have to release it because a lot of times when we are talking to people or we going through something, our responses and reactions come from the way we responded and acting when we were a child. For example, like when you were younger, you was told to be quiet because you quote unquote talk too much, right? When you're an adult, you feel like you're not able to express yourself because you feel like nobody's going to listen. You feel like somebody's going to tell you to be quiet or walk away, like your voice doesn't matter. And I'm saying that because I went through that as a child, where it's like, oh, you talk too much. So when I'm in relationships with people is like I don't know how to express myself because I'm just like it doesn't matter. Like my voice never mattered before, so why should it matter now? So I kept quiet with a lot of things. So that is an issue. But with all of this and healing the inner child, these are some of the steps that you can take to awaken it, awaken that little girl. And once you start doing this on a daily basis and connecting with your inner child and just kind of like asking certain questions like, how does my inner child feel? What does my inner child need today? What do we need to do today? Doing that, a lot of things will tend to come up, and then you'll be able to, kind of change your life a bit. You're going to alter it and then watch what happens. Because, like, I'm doing that now. Y'all, I'm doing it now because I am reclaiming my joy. And like I said, this is an exciting journey. And she speaks all the time. I know I'm talking about my inner child, but you listen, that's just kind of what it is. But she speaks, she shows up. I can like vividly see her, and I can feel her a lot of the times now when it's like when she needs something, whether it's just to for me to talk to her. She may want a certain snack. I know it might sound crazy to some of you, but listen, it's a thing. You going through this journey, trust me, it's a thing. That's like you waking up one morning and saying, I want to watch cartoons. That's your inner child. That's like, hey, I want to watch what I used to watch, whether it's Phineas and Ferb. You watching Fairly Odd Parents, if you from the 90s like me, watching Hey Arnold, if you're watching, Disney Channel and stuff like that. Like if you just feel in the mood to do that, that is your inner child speaking to you of what it needs. So when those things happen, just pay close attention. Don't ignore it. Just like be aware of it and just do it because it's going to change the way that you feel. It's going to connect some dots for you. So that's what we're talking about in this video is the beginning steps to healing your inner child. And like I said, I'm doing that right now. And it's beautiful. Sometimes I cry, but it's okay. Most of the time I'm smiling, but it's exciting. It really is. And we're just going to keep on with this journey. But this is the first thing that we're going to do. This is me giving you a bit of information about inner child healing. And there's so much more coming. I have a supportive tool that I'm actually using right now that the link is below for you to download, for you to use it and comment about it. Let me know how it's helping you on a day-to-day basis of healing your inner child. Download it and just let me know again. And I greatly appreciate y'all being here. This was great. And like I said, there's more coming with this. So just stay tuned, like, subscribe, comment, do all of the things, and share this to someone who you feel like needs it. All right? Okay. This was fun, and we'll talk soon. All right. See you in the